That was Churches there with Leave a Trace. So, Jess, how did you get into music?
It's quite simple actually. I grew up in a very musical family, and when I went to school I was more kind of classically inclined, so I was a classical singer and I played the cello and I was in orchestras and stuff, and then I think rock and roll won over and I went to the dark side with Mr. Meatloaf and left the orchestra and joined a band. So.
Can you tell us a bit about the first song you're going to play?
Yeah, and this first song is called Talking to a Daydream. Quite funny how it's wrote. I've written it as part of my university course, and at this time we had exchange students over from Italy, and we got grouped up with them and we were told to write a song together. So I got put with two very nice Italian men called Simone and Benjamino, and they couldn't speak a word of English between them, so trying to write a song with two men that couldn't speak English was quite a challenge, but this song was the result, and it's one of my personal favourites to play. So here it is, called Talking to a Daydream.
So good.
Thank you.
So, where do you get your inspiration from musically?
Mainly I kind of, well, growing up I listened to a lot of Meatloaf, a lot of kind of rockabilly stuff, so I liked kind of Leonard Skinner. But I really, when I try and write music, I try and think along the lines of like Fleetwood Mac lyrically and musically, so I kind of draw a lot from those kind of, I try and fuse different genres and different kind of techniques and sounds together, so that's kind of the way I work.
Sounds good. If you could tour with anyone, who would it be, dead or alive?
I think I'd have to take my mum. Like, I know it sounds really bad, but like my cooking is the most hopeless thing I think you've ever seen. When I first moved out of my house, when I came to university, I tried making toast in the microwave. I have moved up in the world and I have got myself a toaster, but I don't think microwave toast is going to serve me very well when I'm on tour. So yeah, Mum, you're coming with me.
So would you like to play another song for us?
I would. The next one I'll play is called Fall From Grace. Another kind of funny story. When I first written it, I was really struggling, like, musically to try and write anything, so I thought, right, I'll turn on the telly, and whatever comes on, I'll write about it. So I turned the telly on, and the very first thing that came on was the Jeremy Kyle show. So I worked with what I had, and I've written the song called Fall From Grace, so here it goes. You can't hold this down, they're on the surface too. On a body he once painted a golden brown, it's now a burned out blue. Oh, your empty bed is the only proof of what you did, and your memory is the only proof of what this is. You won't fight for a life you think you wasted, you can't forget what you know. Once you burned your mouth with what you tasted, you just refuse to let go, 'cause you salted your lungs with the nectar that you fed your sin, and you crystallized your veins with every part of it. How you just faced yourself, oh, there is no excuse. What you don't realize is that you had it all to lose. The way you fooled us all with that look upon your face. How do you justify us a fall from grace? You won't hold on to hope, you just infuse yourself with chemicals you call love. You sold yourself to another and you sold a hell, so you stay dreaming of a distant place where you don't face your beaten life. All you leave us with is to clean up the mess you left behind. How you disgraced yourself, oh, there is no excuse. What you don't realize is that you had it all to lose. The way you fooled us all with that look upon your face. How do you justify us a fall from grace? Something never pull you out, that's the whole way you lay. Stay longer till we tell you we are proud of who we used to be. Well, you lost yourself, you crossed the line. La 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 line. You just faced yourself, oh, there is no excuse. What you don't realize is that you had it all to lose. The way you fooled us all with that look upon your face. How do you justify us a fall from grace? How do you justify us a fall from grace? How do you justify us a fall?
So what is coming up in the near future for you?
Well, I've been working closely with some very good friends of mine, so we formed the band Redwood Ridge. It's still quite early in its days, and we began writing together and collaborating together at the start of this year, so what we've got coming up next is we have a gig on the 18th of November, and that's at Fanny Big Gaslight in Kilmarnock, so if you're in the area, please come along, and we're recording our debut album at the end of January, so please keep an eye out for that.
Exciting.
That is exciting.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Nisha Deal. The first two songs you played were really good. Would you like to introduce your next one before you go?
Of course. This next one's called Lifetime. It was written for an old friend of mine called David O'Halloran. He went on a night out with his university friends and then never came home, and about 90 days later, I think it was, his body was found in a woodland area. So I written this one for David because he was a very good friend. He floats now on liquid skies, mother weeps and father cries, and his sweetheart drops another rose. What'd you do? Tell us, where did you go? Be calm, stay still, close your eyes, as he whispers to her lullabies, and the storm reaches home and blows away every move, every minute.